And the desk was discussing a couple of the issues here on this map. MPL playing over towards Connector, right? The lowest rated player, he's going to have to step up here, or have NaVi change their Mirage setup. We haven't seen them play it so far at IEM Katowice. The last time was at the Blast Spring Groups. It's about 2 weeks ago now. Enough time to chop and change as Perfecto up the guard, Simple with the Overwatch.
Yeah, they want blood early, and it's down to one to lose his head. One Dane dead and retreating. NaVi seem prepared for Cadian's walk-up. NPL jumping for the info. There's a lot of players ready to clamp down on any funny business in mid. NaVi's been equipped with that P250. Combined with armor, and just the tip of Simple's headband spotted to no success. This is one of the maps Heroic on their T side, especially once all the nades are in play. Will continue to keep those CTs strung out. Cadian trying his luck on the pistol, just wants to catch the timing.
So much space here as well. Could go for a B split if they get in towards A. He could activate late. The issue is that they're down a man. Now, congregating top mid, Shush is going to throw the connector smoke. So they will try and get up short and split B here with Cadian activating onto Bit and Perfecto here. Trying to block the smoke is Simple. Fluffed his lines there. We'll have to respect it.
Still no contact, no clear objective. That's the info on the jiggle. Bit activates. A good shot and a second for good measure.
The pistol of their own, lost both in that first map of play. Cadian had a triple on the USP on their Inferno CT side. Now it's Bit's turn, and we know this guy loves to hit the heads here. No exception.
Oh, and the last bullet for good measure. 3 down, 1 clip of the pistol. NaVi start as they mean to go on.
And Heroic are going to force buy in here. They didn't get the plant, so that means no AKs, but pistols are plenty. Tech 9s, and they are pesky on the move, and execute available here. It looks like the up-down smokes towards stairs and jungle. CT available, mollies to come into play here. Traditionally get one of those over towards bench, maybe one under the balcony.
It's only MP9s on A. No one with a rifle. Were they? Close call. I think Simple's the closest off in that window position.
They can be happy to play retake here, but if they understand the situation, Heroic, they'll know they need to push in and fight. They can't just sit in the site. Here comes the attack.
Up and over for Electronic. Heroic are in, clearing their corners, that aggression. Trying to take the space. Good nade, good damage. Still no lethality. Tessa's towards the default box. Smokes. Got about 10 seconds left on them. Shush realizes
gonna push this.
Take a risk, and the flash is through. Back to turn, and NPL, he will have a go. Lets it go. Yabi needs a second. Down goes Simple, and only one from Bit. A rifle in enemy hands. Electronic down. Tessa's with the frag. This is big from Heroic. A triple kill for Yabi, and he's not dead yet. Perhaps Perfecto has more to say. The bomb's still not planted. You can see it's going a long way around. And if he works this out, Tesses ready for it. Yabi and Tesses get a confidence boost up.
And just like map number 1 here. Pistol round goes one way, the follow-up the other, and that was fantastic. I said they know they have to push here, and you could see the second wave of this. We were on board with Shush there, and you can see him running back turn, flash comes through, they push. He gets nothing for his troubles, but Yabi, fantastic again on these T sides. Just activating here and sending NaVi down to financial squalor. They're going to give this one a crack of their own. A couple of 5-7s, few deagles in the mix here, but this is much, much harder now. And they've already gotten away with more than a few light pistol upgrade wins throughout the series thus far. Can they do it again?
A lot of room to stretch their legs. A leisurely jaunt. A hard clear onto Perfecto, and the Deagle sings for the first. He's not dead yet, and the bomb hunts him down. Shush. Nice forward thinking from him. Heroic have done enough to have that mid control.
They're faking B here. They're going to go back towards A with this transition. U2 lands on towards that B bomb site. Pretty threatening, but got to get past MPL.
Yeah, MPL on that 5-7. Great first shot into Cadian. Tracked nicely. Can't find and build upon it. And on the rotate, Simple, a dead man walking after that spray.
Yeah, given the murder hole an attempt there. Lucky to be alive, really. 7 points of health. Bit will hang around to make sure he can try and save here. But that's going to be it. The bomb's going to go down. 40 seconds on the clock, and they're going to deal with the force by wars. It's a breaking serve. Good stuff from Heroic. Could have got chaotic there for a moment. They lost that opening kill. The trade came out. You could see how valiant they were fighting for that position. Perfecto, if he was able to get away there, it could have spelled trouble. And remember, yet to win this map, NaVi, since NPL's been in the roster. That is very troubling. 2 losses over there in the Blast Spring groups.
Lovely restraint from Simple. So threatening. Even with just that pistol and 7 HP, he takes 1 and nearly 2s down those saves. Heroic have weathered that pesky force buy.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of conversations here about this setup on the CT side. Just looking at it, at face value, to me, it just feels like all the pieces are in the wrong places. Sure, you want Simple around window and connector, that makes sense. But you've got Perfecto, who we talk about as an anchor playing short. You've got Bit, somebody with great aim, locking down B. You've got Electronic having to tend with A, and maybe this is because, hey, NPL feels more comfortable towards connector, but I would love my mid trio to be Bit, Electronic, and Simple. Have Perfecto lock down A or B, he could do either, and then NPL picks up the slack on whatever is left as the new boy. But this should be 3 rounds right now for Heroic here. This should be a very easy one to waltz past as the smoke plumes and Simple again. That Deagle is deadly.
He's getting warmed up. It's do or die, sink or swim. It tends to be when the greats come online. The level you don't see until that point. Well, you are cornered now. Heroic's pick, and you must win to see those grand finals. Would be wise not to overstep. And from behind, Bit confirms Cadian's flank and loses his potency. He's going to get stabbed and jabbed from all those pistols. He cleans up in the end.
Yeah. He's not in trouble. They're in trouble. Cadian there. 3 different targets, having a pivot. Going to feel good about that one. You can see him real happy with how that went down. Sure, it was only the pistols, but someone's got to get him, and doing it in style. Now the purchases to come out here for NaVi. Let's see what they have to offer. We know on Inferno in both halves they were slow starters, struggling to get out of the gates. I'll stand with 2 through the smoke there, just mopping up any mess that could have started to unravel this tower. Taken out with ease, just pushed over. Simple does get his AWP though. And this is a playmaker's dream. This is Mirage. No real fight towards mid whatsoever from NaVi here. A big gap for Heroic to waltz through, and it looks like they will do the run boost here just to be diligent. Oh, not on point with that one, but it's not going to cost them anything here. It's a 3-2 split right now. Mid is completely open as the crowd trying to will NaVi into action. Connector smoke dropped here. That'll buy them until just under that 1 minute moment. Simple over towards Ticket with the AWP. If they finish towards the B side, he will just be completely caught out of the play, but Rogue's still going through their paces, still defaulting here. Connector now to be cleared. Ollie and Spam just to make sure.
And this is where those calls kick in.
Simple won't be able to see anything here.
They deny Simple's vision. The flash first, the smoke second. He cannot support them. Opportunities for NaVi. Running short, running thin, and Heroic running in. Electronic receives. Good from Shush. Need a second. It is all Heroic on the feed. Cadian's lights put out by Perfecto. Long range. Shush so low and a hard shot. Simple. Still firing off shots. Still to be feared. On CT. You will not plant with Simple here as he pushes forward. Perfecto still onto Yabi. And Shush with no health has found another. Handed to him. Perfecto, an unfavorable round. No kit around. Doesn't even know how low they are.
This is heard.
Oh, Shush. Oh, okay. Had to hit that one. The element of surprise favors him. A triple kill from Shush, and he's having a game.
Yeah, you can see Simple just completely removed there by that flash smoke combo. I could see it just in the air sailing towards that bench position, and he's playing Ticket. Look at this. Flash comes forward as he tries to take the angle, can't see anything. As his vision's restored, the smoke's plumed. And here he's trying to be as jarring as you like, right? These shots just off the target. He allowed Perfecto from the short position to get a couple of cheeky kills in the back right there, but it wasn't enough. And Heroic with a very decent lead here early. They should be able to add another one on top here. It's an MP9 for Electronic, Deagles for the rest. Not very threatening.
Bit spotted out. Nade good. And look how comfortable they are. Just waltzing through, aware it's only pistols or a light one.
But into the stack.
Yeah, Bit. Oh, so precise on that first with the dig. Damage control as Cadian onto Electronic, but NPL has been set up for success. The bait from Perfecto, will they consider it? Perhaps not. Trigger discipline, only the one from NPL. And Simple's dig, we've seen it. But an AWP versus a pistol. I know which horse I'd back, and so Cadian tucks him in tight as Heroic catapult themselves up with 5 in a row.
And the game's got a bit of quickness to it, right? Mirage is going to allow itself to some of these faster plays through middle. It's 5 on the trot as well. Sure, some of them have, well, I won't say gotten down to the wire, but there have been a few casualties that they've stomached. But NaVi need to find some success here, and Simple in both of the gun rounds has had the AWP. This would be the second opportunity for him to apply the trade. But do they want to try and be a bit more aggressive? The devs discussed on Inferno, they thought their CT defense was a little bit passive. They gave away a lot of space and a lot of different scenarios here. This is another change. It's down aggressive towards the B site. Going to apply a bit of pressure here. Will be ahead of the Flames. They're going to come. They're going fast.
So quick. Bit begging for backup. It's down already across into the site. A defensive smoke dropped. It's up to Perfecto on that first fight. They both line up, a hard spray. And Bit trapped on the site, sprayed down low. A Molotov might find him. He's forced forward. Here's the reload. This is pandemonium. Bit finally falls. Smokes will fade. And that bomb's still not down. A very intense 3 versus 3, trying to get an angle over. Simple on the shelves. Cadian on the AWP, and yeah, an easy one, an off-angle profit for NaVi. Advantage into the retakes, down, trying to flip the script. It's NPL, far too aware, and Tesla's none the wiser, just the one. Well handled.
Simple here, having to think outside the box, having to go for that boost. Got to get on the defuse. They do have the kit, so not too many worries here, but just trying to scoop up everything they can before the round does come to its conclusion here. But great stuff, right? There's no way you're pre-aiming that angle right there. So Simple gets the back into this one here, and another key fight that happened off screen was Yabi lurking out of the Palace position over towards A. He had a tussle with Electronic, and Electronic came out on top of that. So that was key, because if Yabi gets that kill, well, Electronic doesn't get an opportunity to be part of this retake, and not only that, there'll be pressure from behind, pressure from the flank. So a key frag off action.
And the team play there is just exquisite. The fact that not only do you get the frag from the boost, he then gives the AWP to Electronic, using that low HP to find that perfect line for the trade.
Lots of pressure applied there as well. You could see it was down ahead of that. They went for the extinguish. They ran in immediately, but Heroic, they lose a round. They take a timeout. They have a conversation. They understand they're still in the driver's seat of this one. Plenty of cash to splash, a lot to buy, a full purchase coming out here into round number 8. What could they be cooking up on the Heroic side of things now? We've already seen them with a bunch of different approaches here. Tech9 execute on towards the A site. Lots of plays through middle with splits onto either bomb site here and that B hit now. So they've done a little bit of everything. It's the window here from Tessus. This enables them to be faster towards mid if they'd like.
Ooh, I like that from NPL. Looking for early warning system for any underpass hijinks. Thinks better of sticking around.
So they're going to rinse and repeat here, this time on a bit more of a time delay. So Cadian's AWP being given some room to work. He might be running through the fire, through the flames. Grey screen for moments.
It's Bit and Perfecto, he's got some info.
He's seen enough. Nade a bit shy of the mark right there, that's pretty common. Misplaced, not deep enough, not making its way through that doorway. But they've applied pressure and baited out nades. So if that was the key for Heroic in this round, they found success here. NPL has been very brave in mid. We saw him jump out window, now he just continues to jiggle. And that's so much info. It frees up right now this 2-1-2 setup.
Now he gets his first test. Buys time for the squad. T-Smoke denies information of the crawl in connector. Heroic, time-sensitive mission at this point. Perfecto to destabilize, finds himself tucked in on the ladder room. And they're going through, gray screen, not ideal, and oh wow, Perfecto tags one up, and another on the wide one, oh Perfecto! Beautiful! And Bit as well, wrapping it up for NaVi and putting a bow on it.
Get out of dodge here, Heroic trying to save, trying to hold on to what they have. That was handled. Heroic going knocking on multiple doors there, but Perfecto, the big bad wolf for that vent room, that was massive stuff from him. Three almost. Yeah, well, may as well call it 3.
It doesn't matter. He won the round off of that double. Everything else was just economical. But yeah, talking of economics, that one going to leave a bit of a sour taste in Heroic's mouth. It looks like NaVi have gotten back on the horse.
Look how scary this is, right? Just maneuvers up the ladder, gives himself that elevation. They knew he was on the lower deck because he took that initial spam. So quick thinking right there from Twinkle Toes as Bit here locks down Yabby again. So on these lurks, not finding much success. They're handling that Yabby here early.
Yeah, that was so gangster from Perfecto.
If NaVi can win this one, they'll force Heroic down to an eco here. So a very important round if they want to try and draw things back to 5-5.
It's definitely a high responsibility position NPL finds himself in. This connector, you know, often you put the seasoned vet in this position, staring at smokes and flashbangs for the majority, but NPL, let's see, a good nade. Knocks the boots off of Stout.
It's just Bit here.
He's alone, and they're all there. They have found the gap, and nothing Perfecto could do. Leap of faith. Straight out of the window, and curtains on round 9.
The Sound's already chasing. If they want to try and get away to apartments here, he might catch them. Cadian's found Electronic crossing.
They're trapped on triple. Simple, gonna have to fight his way out, but he's not ready for Stout. A quick shot to the body. And Cadian will close, they lose it all. Well recovered.
And big ramifications here. There's not enough money on Electronic and Perfecto to buy, and drops are not possible. That is massive. If they saved those guns, they could have had a full buy yet again. Heroic, cutthroat right there. That is a massive chase from them. You don't see this too often, right? More than happy to allow teams to save, especially quite early in the half. Well, we're at that midway point now, and they catch them trying to scamper away here. This is huge. These kills mean an awful lot. This pushes NaVi into a timeout. It's going to be their first so far, a conversation to be had. You've got Bit on the high end, 4.9, or sorry, NPL with 5.3 here, so they could definitely buy something, but it's Electronic and Perfecto who'll be working with very little if they want to purchase, and they just find themselves in a deeper and deeper hole. They're on the CT side here, and defense hasn't looked that strong. Pistol round, couldn't find the conversion. Sure, a couple of follow-ups, but Heroic look to be breaking through yet again, and they will shove all in. So NaVi with the full investment here. Bit as an anchor, I think he's going to find himself with a pistol or an SMG. Will have to be a deagle for him. He's going to have to try and lock down B with that. Now, to be fair, the pistols is where Bit has hit some of his best shots in this map so far.
But already, with 6 under the belt, Heroic are certainly looking like a team looking to run all the way to the grand finals. Nothing confirmed on his jiggles.
You know what's crazy? That last round was Heroic's first opening pick of the game.
Jeez.
We're about to get underway with round number 10, so if they find more of those, NaVi are in a whole lot more trouble.
Another different flavor. Compromise NaVi by. Easy to set a foot wrong, though. And a gap on the smoke, loses Electronic. His toes just sticking out, and that's enough for an opening.
Yeah, make that 2. Doubling up here, Heroic. And with all this util and time now starting to slink on down and execute, but it looks like they want a waterfall. This is risky considering how much util they have.
Yeah, and Simple, no slouch.
He can ruin the party.
He certainly could. Simple, Sasha, Kosteliev awakens with the double on Palace. The bomb spotted, it's information aplenty. Whoa, Yabby playing a dangerous game with the bottle of flame and the jiggle. Gets it down, Bit in trouble as well. Tessa spotted out in mid. And dips in time. Time extended by the bomb. Oh, Chad, it's so awkward to conversation being had right now. You don't have a kit. Heroic are not going to give it to you. You have to take it by force. Perhaps send in that low HP Deeg. Get a steaming headshot out of Bit and we can have a conversation. NaVi are starting that conversation. Yabi onto Bit. Up and over. Perfecto. Good for it. NPL as well. Time though. None of it. Perfecto. Just trying to hunt them down and maintain his rifle. Tessus has the round and Heroic will ascend to 7.
Oof, that one there for a moment. The retake was on. We don't see too many of those in modern day Counter-Strike. A good attempt there from NaVi, but really the kit not really in play right there. I'm not sure how they thought they were going to get back into that. If Simple gets the triple, that's the round. But you're asking so much of even the GOAT here. And this is a crazy approach from Heroic. I know they like to do things a little bit outside of the box, but with so much util to send 3 players through the Palace position, almost to their demise. Fortunate to walk away with this. Perfecto on the elevation, MPL through the box, and Tessus immediately knows he has the molly, understands the time situation, drops that. Will secure it here at 7 as they're just going to run on down into A. It's MPL. You better run, you better hide. The first eagle shot is good, but that is a second.
Nuts! Illegal, improbable, NPL, now built upon by Electronic. He's surely a dead man, cooked, roasted. Things are about to get a little weird. Bomb is under CT control, and a 2-on-2 with so much time. Some of Counter-Strike's greatest minds now to work this one out. Oh, Perfecto.
Oh, he just went looking for a little bit of information. That's all he wanted.
And all he gets is an AWP bullet straight to the grill.
Oh, now it's Bit's turn. A 1-on-2 situation here. MPL handed him something with a deagle to start this round. Now it's Bit's turn to close this. This was one saved M4 and a couple of upgrades.
And they're using all the time that's given to them. All the time they need. 3 from Cadian on this AWP. Bit's so uncertain. And now surprised. 1 shot to the head is what he needs. Yabi will close, extends Heroic's lead as they edge ever closer to a grand final.
Oh, they're running over them right now. They're running over them, and this has got to feel great for Heroic. We know the history, we know the head-to-head, we know how Heroic have suffered, but this is a new team. This right now is a Heroic who know what it feels to lift a trophy. This is a Heroic who wants to feel that again. And the fact MPL gets 2 here, this is fantastic work. I thought he was dead to rights. They were running this young gun down. Left on the A side all alone, so you got to give him his props, but Perfecto sat down by Cadian's AWP. And this half, it's got to have a bit of a sinking feeling here for NaVi. What can they do? How can they battle their way out of this? You need the superstars to step up. Simple with 6 kills, Electronic with only 4. Perfecto's at the top of the scoreboard here with 9. Taking another timeout, having another conversation, but they're only words. You see some action in the server right now. Simple's AWP out yet again. Diffuse kits, no. And Heroic, they don't have any issues getting into these bomb sites.
Yeah, and every single round, they keep it dynamic. Simple, I love that. Fast move. Strafes his way onto short for a fast line towards the mid-cross.
He's relatively isolated here as well on this B site. There can be help from short, but he should be smoked off here.
Bit's going to be trying to get that info as safely as he can. Knows Cadian likely posted, and here it comes. Bit to defend. Cuts down. Simple hits his first, but still no one down in the grave. They're coming into the site. Simple hits the no-scope onto Yavi, and they are looking for that trade. It's just good for it. Back and forth. Bit with 2. NaVi's B defense. Strong. Can Tessus disrupt? Perfecto. Executed straight to the side of the ear, and NPL on the jiggle. Bit his next challenge. Tessus, oh man, 1 versus 2. And Electronic steps in. NPL to close. In a different universe, that would have been breathtaking.
That's insane that NPL pushed out the doorway there and played at the bin. That's not reserved at all. He was throwing himself into that fight. Oh, all right. This one's getting close, and Simple, this is massive from him, right? He understands the situation. If I don't push through and help out, Bit is screwed. He is isolated. The fact he gets 1, you see Shush has to push down and deal with it. That's a fantastic shot, and it is only 1. But that's Simple knowing that if he can just assist however he can, there is a chance. A chance now again for NaVi. Sure, they're looking a little bit broken here. No AWP this time round. Money not great. They need consecutive rounds here. Multi-kills feel few and far between. Heroic have them in that fashion. 14 over the course of these 12 rounds in favor of Heroic. Only 8 for NaVi. And on the CT side, when your sights are being hit time and time again, you need to step up and give an offering just like Bit did. They're trying again, really.
Oof. Bit will get a deeper smoke this time, not his usual reaction, and that sends them packing.
See how this one's gone before. If the round just petered out, they tried something a little bit towards middle, there just wasn't enough time for it. NaVi stole the round away, but it looks like the complete rotation back now. Window smoke sailing through the sky. Got 2 smokes, 2 mollies. Oh, and this one's missed. But what could that mean?
Yeah, you can see that NaVi are suspicious. Easy to get a little overthinking done. As it stands, Testes off the flash will take space.
30 seconds now.
NaVi, they've been having lots of openings. This one will destabilize Heroic. 25 seconds, they're nowhere near default. They are not planting anytime soon. And pushing is Testes. Simple flashed off. A team flash no less. And an opening kill for Heroic now. The site should be available. Anyone trying to contest? It's down. And Perfecto too. Testes forward. Heroic really are rubbing salt into the wound now. NaVi need a hero. And it's not Bit. Testes confirms that. They are hemorrhaging as the rounds keep on coming. Taking it in turns for the multi-kills.
And there he is. They're going to hunt this. They're going to chase him down. MPL needs to hold on to this rifle.
Screwed.
Everybody's coming.
Charge him down. 9 rounds.
Yeah, they've really got them by the throat here because this is so late round, right? You think about most of the stuff we've seen from Heroic has been pretty early to mid round. This is late round and then the push, right? You're expecting them to take the site. That's what we're expecting Heroic to do. And there's 20 seconds left on the clock. This second move, smoke lands towards Connector. They'd already used the molly. They push forward, they flash, they fight, they get the frag, and they make Simple look like that.
It's mad, isn't it? Heroic. We talked about this boogeyman, a team they rarely beat. 10%. It's just not enough, and now they find themselves locking horns in a semi-final and making NaVi, making Simple look mortal.
Double digits. You feel like it's a certainty right now. It's these pistols just again. Sure, they've looked good on. They've hit a couple nice shots. You can say that about more than a few names in this NaVi roster, but 9-4. NaVi would bite your hand off if they could just get to 6 rounds here, and they're going to need some impact. This vent room has been a problem. Perfecto's played it well, but this time it's Electronic up there. Don't worry about him. Testes with 2. Make it 3.
Oh, there's more. Behind the bench and from behind. Another for Electronic. He's stepping up, and Yabi puts him down. A valiant attempt, but Yabi, he's not bothered. He's not fussed. They seem so calm up there. We are watching these boys turn to men over the course of these last 2 years.
There's a conversation right now. We came into 2023. Who's the best team in the world? Anybody's guess. Quite truly, anybody's guess. But there are 2 names that have made that conversation a whole lot clearer for everybody watching. G2 and Heroic. They're the top dogs right now, and well, if we could get them in a grand final, I'm sure Liquid have something to say about that a little bit later today. And NaVi not done just yet. But those 2 names locking horns in a best of 5. That might settle the debate.
Simple's trying to interrupt the debate. Aggression towards that Palace position, lets it slip, and now a barrage of Molotovs, flashbangs, bullets, and Danes sweeping into the site. Simple will take one down, needs another, lets it go. Testes will punish. Again, it's his name in the feed. Up to 16. Oh, just up and over, and look at the boys go.
They're not even planning, they're just pushing a fight.
They want to fight, and that could be the death of them. They nearly go down. Cadian as well falls. Perfecto handed a winnable final round of play. Not going to be easy. Certainly not going to be impossible. The kit in front of him. More time to play with. Shush, holding his nerve. Waiting for that sound cue. Perfecto needs a clean headshot, and back exposed, up to 11. Heroic demonstrating you can do a lot with timing and a lot of violence. NaVi are on the ropes, they're battered and bloody. Is there anything that can save them? Gods of the game being questioned by the changing of the guard. It's Heroic vying for the top spot in the world and to get past them. It's NaVi standing in their way. They are a whole lot of the way there. 11-4 the score reads. NaVi need to show tenacity and resilience unlike anything we've seen from them in the tournament so far. If we want to see Nuke, as Heroic cannot afford to fall and trip over their shoelaces now. The scene is set. And the crowd holds their breath to see if NaVi will start with that pistol win. It's integral. 4 charging in. Solid from Perfecto to open NaVi's account. Oof, shush, straight back into Simple, no less. A nasty death. Oh, and shush, destruction, devastation. NaVi, they all go down. That is beautiful. And Cadian wants him to know that. Reminds him. That is a hop, skip, and a jump towards the finals already.
That is massive. Cadian the first to go down in this round, and Shush. Shush happens right here, silencing NaVi. This is massive stuff, and Cadian knows what this means. Hypes his player up, gives him the gas, lets him know that they now are just 4 rounds away, and this pistol round victory puts them ever closer. Huge round, massive stuff, and smiles on the faces of I think they have slayed their demons here today.
It's a process. And if all the players buy in, you start seeing them all firing. Tessus having a great game here in the semis.
Second round AWP from Cadian here.
Yeah, he's feeling himself. Could be caught out. Oh, Soken Electronic. He does dip round the corner. Confirms an AK mid. Confirms the purchase. Confirms the value. If you take them down, if you take all these weapons away, NaVi with $0 in the bank account.
They're just going to swat aside the beast from a region. NaVi about to be sat down here. Perfecto and Simple draw them back. Tessus as well here.
Value. Oh, NPL just on the jumps down, loses it. And so Tessus and Cadian with 3 NaVi members separated. Simple, of course, with the frag on ramp, that will be communicated. Bit. One scorching headshot can seal the deal here, and could be bad info, no info on the reposition. I love this, though. They've got Tessus to be the canary in the coal mine on B. It will mean, though, a whole lot riding on the AWP.
They're actually going to wait here for Bit to join the party before they start making their way, which has allowed this Tessus push to, well, not activate yet, but he's going to be ever closer. Cadian will spot them on the cross here. The molly shouldn't be deep enough to thrust him too far back. I tell a lie. He creates a gap, a big gap.
What do they do now? Jump and hope?
Tessus flank.
Cadian misses the shot. Across.
They're not
looking. As you said, the back's surely and firmly distracted. He needs the multi-kill. Tessus gets them both down. It's only NPL. What is the rookie to do? Cadian closes. Tessus and Cadian up against all odds.
That one on a knife's edge right there. Try this one on for size. The stats don't lie. In this series so far, opening kills. Heroic have not lost a round the entire series when they have found the opening frag. And again, this one kicked off with Cadian's AWP and was saved by this flank from Tessus. They did it together. They split up, divide and conquer. But it was a team decision there, and this is looking good. The bomb goes down again, and yeah, this sinking feeling here. What are NaVi meant to do? I don't think they can claw their way back into this. Get another AK, get another half buy. Sure, try and stay threatening. That was a great opportunity. Not accounting for that flank, not accounting for Heroic to be ahead of the play.
This is something we have grown familiar with in Counter-Strike. The greats start being introduced into that feeling of helplessness.
Look at this, they're pushing B. And they're coming their way.
Abby's bringing aggression. NPL already tested. Simple to support with a great headshot, and now they can run him down. Cadian hit his AWP shot. He does leg Simple, might slow them down, and it seems they will. Backing away, Tessus, a ballsy spray.
How do you dig yourself out of this one here, Heroic? Lost a man early. Yabi's heads up duel, couldn't convert this time round. His impact felt very early on within this map of play. That Tech 9 round, push jungle, broke the hearts of NaVi fans. Seeing them pick up that pistol round, and back around the map they go. So Heroic have information that there's not a whole lot to speak about in middle here. But NaVi, they're not going to full commit this. Electronic and Simple to work the balanced position. The bomb is still down towards B. They're hoping to draw the rotation. Simple and Electronic need to get something here, right? They need to be able to force the feet of Heroic to stay, or at least rotate. They've just parked him. So they're not going to use him to sell this.
Bomb's going, hey. See Tessus' reaction to the utility. Flashes are there, NPL down, and Tessus repositions.
They know it's not B.
Hoping to catch this window, though. Look at this window of opportunity. Down
He's going to hear the footsteps.
Well. He'll know about the rotate. Simple needs to commit to the site. The gap is closing. His opportunity to leave this Palace position as Shush rounds this corner he's in. Safe. Electronic up and down. Simple meets Tessus on the AK. 10 seconds. The bomb will be planted. And it's Electronic, the bodyguard. Kicking and screaming. NaVi making a round out of this once. Down on the flank. Reveals himself. Playing games.
The flank on the flank. Cadian's gone around the world as well. Stown can activate. He can play ahead of this. He can look for the fight now because Cadian's coming.
They don't know. Bomb ticking ever favor of NaVi. Perfecto towards the CT. No info for Stown. And it's back down. Only Cadian now in a one-on-one.
Doesn't have a kit. Doesn't have a kit. He's not going to have time here. Cadian might just have to get out of dodge. He's picked one up, but he can't go for this here. You'd be giving over the AWP and NaVi pull it off. NaVi still have something to say here. The knife in the back yet again. But not enough for Heroic to secure back-to-back.
And who else but Mr. Impact himself, Electronic, when they needed him, finds 3. Whole lot more of that required, though, here on the T side.
They're having to work hard for these rounds. You're bang on there. These aren't coming to them easy. And Heroic with these games, right? The fact that Cadian goes around the world, you'd never expect that type of a play. And he almost pulls it off as well. This flank, we saw Tessus to great success. Stown doesn't get the lineup in the same way. And Electronic locks them down. Cops a bullet for his trouble here, but...
That's an opening.
Could have gone either way as well.
Bit of a coin toss, but for NaVi, it gives them everything they desired for round 19. Not only a feeble, heroic buy, saved AWP, sure, but a man advantage. Trying to tip the scales.
They're pushing this.
Is Heroic a regress that Bid anticipates and prepares for. They have to stay forward in order to facilitate. And Cadian, good for the first. Does Electronic make a move? He does. In, out, shaking it all about. He doesn't know. 1B, Tessus will say. Bomb still T-spawn. Heroic have full mid-control as Simple evacuates.
Again, they're going to hear these steps. Again. Look at the rotation, look at the info. He's heard the steps going towards A here. That rotation straight back over every little blue dot, gravitating towards this A side of the map here.
Tessus has got time to burrow in, build upon what the AWP will find.
And this again.
Locking the door. That's 3 times we've seen them pull it off. 30 seconds, the pre-aim's good. Can NaVi kick open the door? Perfecto. Into the site. That FAMAS spray is wild. And that is bad for Cadian, burnt down by Electronic, unless Yabi with the element of surprise gets the first. Electronic down, okay, Simple. Grabs it and holds onto it just in time.
Oh, these are tight rounds here. You never get a moment to breathe with Heroic. It's the opposite of the outsiders who give you so much space, enough rope to hang yourself. every moment, Heroic are tightening that noose, constantly squeezing you, reading the play, reacting to any piece of information that comes their way.
And now surely a moment's respite.
Yeah, and this here should be the easiest so far for NaVi. Only really the Deagle Acadian to worry about here, but stacking the side correctly yet again. Back to the leg, Tessus noted, Cadian low now as well. They've spotted at least 2 towards the A side of the map here.
We know NaVi are happy to deathmatch against these pistols, a threatening dink.
That's a wild dink, really. He was only on the jump up. And there you go. Not too many problems here. Starting to feel happy about this, knowing that they can biff, they can brawl, and they can definitely take the fight to Heroic. As the nade follows through, Cadian gets something, but Electronic to finish them off with the AWP. All right. The conversation still to be had here. Heroic still requires 3 more rounds on this CT side. And that's the factor here that I think is key. The fact they're on this CT side, it feels like they should be able to close from this type of a scoreline. So how many more opportunities will Heroic squander here? This is a very, very curious call. They haven't gone all in with the buy. So they're saving their cash to get the full purchase into the next round of play. The loss bonus, 2,900. So Stown has the Silence Dem 4, a scout for Shush. Not a bad weapon to anchor A with, and the rest with some pistol upgrades and util. But if you're NaVi, you are more than likely expecting the buy here. So a default spread out the gates.
Gap on the smoke that is unlikely to be profitable. Confirmed though with some proactivity. Stown calls underpass clear. Because Electronic will start to crawl the same.
There's a couple ways this one goes wrong, but one of the worst and probably most excruciating if NaVi takes too long to pull the trigger on the execute. That's when these pistols, it really doesn't matter too much as long as they're in the right position. Heroic could ruin the day here for NaVi as the crowd trying to will them into a bit of a comeback here.
Doesn't look like the clock is going to be a problem. They're already making it hot and sweaty for Shush. Trying to find a gap. Oh no, Stown has already took 2 down with the M4.
Burning. Ooh.
Limited weapons, but alive and kicking. Flank is coming. Simple got the bomb. He needs to do a whole lot more than plant. Given some freedom now on the AK, and that's the flank from Tessus. A huge frag to post, and it's Perfecto looking to come in clutch. A 3-man entry. Clears up the mess. They need this round, they need this plant. Still they're pestering, poking, prodding, and Heroic deny with only the half buy. That one is going to hurt. Excruciating for NaVi.
These flanks, just consistently throughout this entire second half of play, someone has always been coming in for the backstab for Heroic. And this one here, you can see Simple, he knows that he needs to make the fight, exactly what you see Perfecto doing right now, but in the kill feed, take a look, Tessus onto Simple, that is key. That is pivotal in this round.
Different round if Simple's alive after Perfecto walks in.
It's just so annoying because you're worried about connector, you're worried about jungle, CT spawn, you're not always worried about the flank. It's just been persistent here from Heroic. It's been a difference maker in some key rounds right now, and that's 14 in a round where, as I mentioned, it was just a half investment. The only rifle they had was Stown, who shoved all in, and he made profit on that rifle. 2 kills to set Heroic up. And to send them home right now, Heroic's buy much stronger. And there's Mac 10 and Galil for Perfecto and MPL, everybody on NaVi. Have to hope that they can get the most out of this simple orb. It was donated from Perfecto here. So a Galil for his troubles. That one doesn't feel nice.
So they dig their claws in deep.
It's one way to try and draw this level. Fake on towards A here, bait out all that reactive utility. It's even forced the rotation of Heroic, who aren't even playing the B bomb side. Nobody B.
They know. Stown does too. Electronic loves to play this duel. Stown beats him in the head-to-head. Forced to watch now as his bodies are dropping. NaVi collapsing. 15, 2 frags away. It is simple, it's bit. Always a little harder to hit. Up and over. Oh, Simple does not get a second chance.
This gets worse. It's just Bit here. 1900 loss bonus next round. There is nothing for NaVi, nothing at all. And Bit is left in a 1-on-5 situation.
Absolutely cooked. Cadian booked, needs a second, and 15 secure.
That has to be it. That has to be it right now. Heroic have done more than enough. That was the final test that they had to pass right here. The final timeout for NaVi called. There is no money left over for anything potent. It'll have to be with pistols. It'll have to be fast. It'll have to be in your face. They have nothing. They have been outclassed here today by Heroic.
And don't forget, this is the final team that's given Heroic troubles. Even on the meteoric rise, it was always NaVi that would take them down a peg. And now, in the last 6 months, Grand Finals becoming somewhat of a commonplace.
Check
over in Rio,
the leader
over in
here,
Copenhagen.
stepping up big time. Cadian, a big part of this new Heroic is this man right here. It's not just the fire in the belly. It's not just the words out the mouth. It's the impact in the server.
Does it all.
21 kills for him. His turnaround on the AWP is why Heroic are a conversation in top-tier Counter-Strike.
No better opportunity to secure the Grand Finals than right here, right now. NaVi with a cobbled together smattering of sidearms and utility. Heroic to find their first Grand Final walkout in the Spodek. NaVi, a nice maneuver through the window, losing NPL though on that B. Lurk does open up the window for a rotation or perhaps some domination. Look at this. Not ready. Knife out, down, weapon found. Now Electronic threatening, as is Perfecto. Oh, okay, NaVi are not done. Refusing to quit. And this opportunity sails right on by Heroic. Yabi alone, known on short. And absolutely no rush, no frag from Simple. Nothing to worry about, right? Says NaVi. Perfecto is low. And unknown. He's got the bomb visible, bit spotted. He's piecing it together. He knows where they all are. He's got the info. Yabi, double peeked and eliminated. NaVi hold the line with nothing more than pistols.
These Tech 9s for NaVi, right? You just reflect on some of the rounds throughout this tournament where they've been able to find impact. And with sitting here at a 15-8 scoreline, it really doesn't feel like an awful lot, but the fact that they're able to keep themselves in it, this one is going to feel good. And you heard from Simple's mum, this is the type of team that maybe, yeah, when they are down and looking out, it starts to breed that anger inside to draw around their absolute best Counter-Strike here. Well, they've given themselves another opportunity, another chance. But look at this, 3 scopes, 2 orbs and a scout. Excuse me, Heroic?
Going off from the beaten path, it seems. An avant-garde attempt to close.
You don't expect this.
No way.
Double orb, yeah, maybe.
But look at the setup as well. It's so unorthodox.
I think the fact that you're even hearing a scout makes you believe Cadian doesn't have an AWP. And you're right, the fact that they're so far forward, look at all this room, look at all this space. Electronic doesn't know what lies on just the other side.
Second guesses the flash. He just walks in. He's going to be so mad as he has to watch now as this round is no longer in his hands.
But if they move in towards A, Stound's waiting with the secondary AWP. They think there's a gap. They think there's some space.
Oh, Bit booked. The scout no less, and now the AWP has a chance. AWP CT. Yabi over the stairs. Shush goes wide. Perfecto for impact. It's NPL though with a multi-kill. Sprays down 2, and that'll it. Heroic get that boogeyman off their back. NaVi down in the semis. It's Heroic. First team locked in for their very first Katowice Grand Final.
Well, this man right here spoke about his individual performance on the rise, but without him turning himself into a leader of men, this band of brothers of Heroic would never be the team they are today. A Grand Final berth, an opportunity to get themselves that IEM Katowice trophy. One